guys, in today's video I'm going to show you how I make nativities. I do a lot of different styles of nativities, and so I'm going to show you how I do a few of them. One style that I do is this sort of abstract-y design, and you see the Joseph, Mary, and the little baby Jesus there. And then I also do this style where you've got the little figures with a little backdrop. And they're really cute. I like making these. These are a lot of fun. So I'm going to show you how I make these. And I'm also going to show you how I make my Christmas trees. So I do a lot of different style Christmas trees. Just a little, I've got a little kiln shelf on the bottom, but just little Christmas trees that you can use to decorate a mantle or different things like that. So that's what I'm going to be showing you today. I always start out with a slab, and I do about a 1/4 inch thick slab in my North Star slab roller. I compress one side of it. I usually leave the texture on the back just because I like to see the texture of the thing. I then cut out sort of an odd shaped B. I have one hump that's a little bit taller, that's going to be the Joseph, and the shorter one will be Mary. And then I kind of form it to where it'll stand up, kind of a C shape so that it's not going to rock back and forth. The larger the base is, the more sturdy it is. And I use my thumb to kind of imprint where the faces will be. I roll out some small pieces of clay, kind of an oblong shape for the heads, slip and score, and then I attach those to the piece of slab that I have there. To do the baby Jesus, I roll out another small oblong shape of clay using my scraps, and then I make a smaller little ball shape for the baby's head, as you see here. Slip and score again, and I attach that to the little body shape that I've got, the little swaddled baby shape. And then I attach those two pieces, and then I attach them to the Mary and Joseph slab. Sometimes I'll actually make like a little cleft. I'll rub my finger on the back side of it to kind of give it a part that's kind of sticking out, to kind of give it a shelf to sit on. I don't always do that, but sometimes that adds a little bit to it and makes it a little more noticeable on what it is. These are very abstract, so I have had people say, "What are these?" And once they look at it, they see and understand what it is. But these are fun. They're easy to glaze. You can dip one side, and they always come out pretty cute. You can use some flux to make them run. I really like seeing that design on those. Next, we move on to the little figurine sculptures. Kind of make the same shape, a little oblong, circular, ovally shape. I make one that's slightly taller than the other, and that will be the Joseph versus the Mary. I tap them on my workspace to kind of get a flat bottom so that they'll stand up and they won't rock around. I use my finger. Sometimes I'll use a tool to push in just a little bit to give a place where I'm going to attach the head in there. Again, I make another small little piece of clay and slip and score. Then I attach it to my larger pieces. I like making these small. A lot of people have big nativities that they have, but these are little bitty ones that you can put at a desk, on your mantle, some more small space nativities. A lot of people collect them, and they like small ones that they can kind of put in different places randomly. So these do really well for that. Here I am scoring again to attach the face, and I'll do a little extra design to these in just a minute that you'll get to see. The slipping and scoring just makes sure that it stays attached, doesn't fall out. That's not what you want when you're making a figurine. And I kind of measure and make sure that Joseph is taller than Mary. And then sometimes if they're tall enough, I'll actually kind of bend Joseph a little bit to where he's kind of leaning around Mary, and I'll kind of lean Mary towards him. You can see he's got a little bit of a lean there, but that just that adds a little bit to it. Not a lot, but it adds a little bit. Makes him a little more organic and fluid, and it's a nice little addition. Now here I am making baby Jesus. He's just a very small little shape. I use the back end of a tool to make where his head's going to be, just because it's so tiny. Using my fingers, it's a little too much of an imprint, so I slip and score again, and then I attach the face. And I use a brush to clean all this up, just a brush dipped in water just to clean up the edges, make sure that the slip is not, you know, gunking out or anything. So then I slip and score where baby Jesus is going to be. I just stick him right in the middle. And then I clean up after I've attached him there to the middle. I've already attached the Mary and Joseph together, and so this one's just kind of attached to the top of them. I also, as you saw, I did tap them on the bottom together to make sure they stand together well. Now I'm using a little texture tool to make a little beard for Joseph. This doesn't, you don't have to do this part. It does add a little bit. I like seeing that he's got a little beard. And then I add hair to Mary, give her some bangs. And then I'll actually run it down the sides of her head and make it to where she's got hair kind of showing. It removes a little bit of the mystery and looks a little more, it's a little more easier to identify what it is. I didn't include a video clip of me making the backdrop. It's the same as the other one. I just cut a slab out and do a semicircle. Punch a star out. And here's how I make my Christmas trees. I start with a compressed slab. I've already compressed this one. And the shape that I cut it in here is a right angle with a circle on the bottom, half circle. So you see my right angle there, and then I just do a little half circle, like if you were to cut a circle into fourths, just one of the fourths. And that usually gives you a pretty good tree shape. Now you may have to edit the bottom part to make it stand up straight. That's easier to do once it's a little more leather hard. But I arrange it in the tree shape and then slip and score the two edges and then combine them. Squish them together a little bit. Rub the outside to make sure that you don't see that seam. Sometimes I'll compress the outside. You can do different textures to these pretty easily. You can do push textures. You can do finger textures. You could add slip trailing if you wanted to. In this one, I'm going to use a Diamond Core Tools carver just to carve some little ridges into it, just to add a little something. But I mean, you can do all sorts of carving on these. These are, I mean, the ideas and options are endless on these. They're a lot of fun to make, and they're really easy to make. So you can do these different sizes just depending on how big a slab you start with. And then just dip glaze or brush glaze, however you want to do it. And these are pretty simple. They're fun to make and they're easy to make. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe to my channel to see more stuff. And thanks. Merry Christmas.